JMS Flower Farms has been helping grape growers protect their vines from insects and fungal diseases with their exclusive product, JMS Stylet Oil, since 1992. Visit www.styletoil.com today.
Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with California Fresh Fruit Magazine, and I'm here with Victoria Hornbaker, Citrus Program Manager at CDFA, and she provided an update to growers on the quarantine expansion for Asian citrus psyllid and Huanglong Bing and the regulations associated with this pest and disease and the importance of following these regulations to prevent its spread.
Currently in California, we're up to about 53,000 square miles of ACP quarantine and 180 square miles of HLB quarantine. That's broken up to 177 square miles in LA County and a little bit, a 3 square mile area in Orange County. Those quarantines have different requirements, similar but different. An ACP quarantine is going to require a grower or a nurseryman to follow certain mitigations if they're moving their material outside of the quarantine. Growers are going to need to either, they need to meet a performance standard, and that performance standard gives them options. The options are to either treat with a pre-harvest treatment no more than 14 days before they harvest, and tarp the load as it leaves the quarantine area, or to field clean. If they field clean, tarping is not required. Now, that load is going to move with a compliance agreement with the hauler, go to the packing house where it's received. One of the things that we have noticed, and any given time that I've been going over the grapevine I've noticed, is that we're seeing loads going over the grapevine that are untarped. And that's distressing to me because I know that about 95% of the compliance agreements coming out of Southern California are for the spray option, which would require tarping. And 5% of those may be field cleaning, which doesn't. So there's a good indication that we're getting untarped loads daily over the grapevine from LA, other parts of the Southern California region, into the Central Valley. What does that mean? That means that potentially stem and leaf material is still attached to those that fruit and is potentially moving ACP into the Central Valley area. One of the things, a call to action that I'd like to ask packing houses as they receive these loads, check the compliance agreement from the hauler, and if the hauler has a compliance agreement stating that they sprayed with a certain insecticide, ask them, why isn't this load tarped? So reach back to the grower where that load initiated from and ask the grower, you know, we received this load from this hauler that wasn't tarped, you did a spray treatment, why wasn't this tarped? You know, reach out to our enforcement folks if it gets to that point and say, you need to pay a visit to this grower or this hauler or this packing house and ask them why these loads are coming over untarped. We've done a couple of things. We've hired a couple additional seasonal staff to work specifically with the packing houses and juice plants in the valley. We're also talking with CHP to potentially station some of our inspectors at the weigh stations that are at the base of, I guess it's in the wall at the base of the grapevine, so that if we get trucks coming in and we ask for their compliance agreements and it shows that they're a sprayed load without a tarp, we can say, look, either tarp up now or turn your truck around and take it back to the grower, because it's not coming into the valley where you're going to potentially be spreading the Asian citrus psyllid. Either that, or maybe even having our inspectors ride along with CHP and pull trucks over as they get into Kern County, and at that point issue violations to the haulers and potentially the growers that are allowing these untarped loads to move.
Although the last thing we want is more regulations, adhering to these regulations will be key to securing a future for the California citrus industry. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.